What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Fight Stars podcast. I'm your host, Madison. Today, we have somebody very legendary, comes from a great family. Met him a few times in the gym, and I got to say, he is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. We got Nico Ali Walsh in the house. Thank you so much for coming in.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Just recently, I saw you at DLX, and man, I just got to say, bro, you are like, for everything that's going on in your life and your career, you are a genuine dude. Like, you were super nice, bro. And it wasn't even just towards me, just how I was seeing you interact with everybody. It's like you take the time to like actually interact and converse and just, you know, just be in the moment when you talk to people. And I've noticed that a few times, and I just think that's so great, man. Just because I know in the position you're in and who you are, it probably could be a little too much at times, you know, just because you're like, I just got to focus on the task at hand, which is camp and your fight, but you're still, you know, making sure like you're doing what you have to do as a fighter and being interactive with fans and people. And I just love that, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I was raised. I mean, I'm biased, of course, but I think the most famous person ever or one of them is my grandfather, and he was dope with everyone. Like, I'm telling you, everyone, like, people on the streets he was cool with. He treated the people on the streets the same way as he treated, the princes he met overseas. So if someone that big can be like that, then I'm like, I've got to be like that.
Yeah, side note, when I was, my dad, he's a cameraman, and he's been a cameraman for Channel 5 News in LA for a long, long time, and he used to get invited to all sorts of parties. I went to your grandpa's 50th birthday party. I can't remember the theater. Yeah, this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Bro. I was a kid, but I just remember every single celebrity and all the of like Hollywood were all there, and I just remember that, and that was just so cool to see. But thank you for coming in, man. And I know next week you got a really big fight on a really big card. What's camp been like for you?
This camp has been so hard. I think a lot of people, you might understand, but a lot of people don't understand, like, the fights are so easy compared to the camp. The camp that's the grueling part. That's the part that really weighs on you. So this camp is coming to a close, and I couldn't be more happy. And then it ends with the fight, which is always fun.
And that's because of the type of training you're doing? Is it new stuff that you're working on?
Yeah.
Or is it just because you just know how big this card is and what's at stake right now?
Well, every fight we step up the competition of training. I've been training this fight like I'm fighting for an actual title. I mean, because I've been training with guys who are getting ready to fight for titles. So I'm doing the same thing. So like, I'm ready to fight for a title for this fight. That's like, physically I'm in that kind of shape.
Yeah.
But every camp is different. That's the tough part, is that you can't guess what's coming next. So it's always new and it's always fresh, and it hurts your body when you try that new stuff.
What keeps you focused in camp? Because I'm sure there's probably a lot of distractions that could come your way, but what is your main focus on getting through everything? Honestly,
I was really bad at it for most of camp, but I would say just finding something to relax you. A lot of guys, a lot of fighters that I know, they play like they get on PlayStation, they play Warzone, they play COD, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff, the stuff that gets your mind away from boxing, I'd say that helps the most. And I was away from that most of the camp. I was boxing 100%, and there was no real rest for me, even mental rest. And so I kind of just started chilling, meditating a little bit, and just like taking time off when I'm away from the gym.
Do you think that makes you a better fighter because of that?
Oh, so much. When someone's on boxing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it doesn't work well for them. Your mind needs a break at some point.
So we're coming to the end of camp. So this is last sparring days.
Yeah, we got the last couple sparring days. I'm super sharp right now. But yeah, no, I mean, my body has taken a beating this camp. I'm so glad that camp is coming to an end. I'm so happy, man.
Because you get to kind of just tone it down, get your last sparring sessions in, and then by next week, when it's media week, just keep yourself loose, but nothing too crazy, and just really get ready for Saturday, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. And I mean, it's a lot of people don't understand how easy the fights are compared to training, even sparring. Like when I hear that I'm sparring on a certain day, I'm like, yes, because the training, the bag work, the mitts, the running,
Yeah,
that stuff
that
is
road
so
work.
worse.
Yeah.
So much worse than sparring or fighting. So the fighting is easier, but that road work stuff, that makes the fights easy.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to the fight. I'm really excited for
Is
this
this
one.
what, 6 round?
This is an 8 round.
It's
This is
an
my
eight-
first 8 round.
First rate 8 rounder.
Yeah.
Let's go. So yeah,
a big step,
the
yeah.
road work is important for that, just in case it goes into the later rounds.
Oh man, no, I mean, the way that we've been working these last couple fights, if anyone has seen my last few performances, I'm ready for more than 8 rounds. You know, that's what they prepare you for.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm excited.
So you come, obviously from a great family, and there's a lot of history, and you've been around the gyms, I'm sure, since you were a child. But like,
Yeah.
what made you be like, I'm going to be a boxer? Because was there pressure to do it, or was it just something you wanted to do?
I think there was pressure not to do it. The only person in my family who wanted me to box was my grandfather, but people don't. I mean, people talk about him. People know him, of
Correct.
course.
Yeah.
But if people didn't know him and he was still a boxer, or if people didn't know him and he was a chef, I'd probably be a chef. Like I looked up to him. He's one of my heroes, and I just wanted to do what he was doing, and that's what I did.
Yeah, man, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then when did you start putting the gloves on and like really taking it serious?
I didn't take it serious till I was about 14 or 15. That's when I started trying to get amateur fights. I didn't have a lot of amateur fights, but that's when I took it serious. 14 is
Did
when
you
I took
play
it
other
serious.
sports?
I mean, not really. I tried football for maybe 4 days. But not, I would say no, because I didn't tackle anybody. I didn't play any other sports. It was boxing. I'm a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
I like sticking with one thing and going 100%.
I mean, you're doing really well, and you're carrying
Thank
a
you.
legacy. And when did you like realize like I can do this for a living? Like I'm actually really good at this.
Ah, man, I come from a family of dreamers, if you can't tell. Like, so when I was 14, when I first got into boxing, I was talking about being world champion, and I was dreaming about that. And the people around me were just like, yeah, okay, because it's a ridiculous thought for someone who's 14 and just starting out, but I'm a big dreamer. That's how I've always been. And I knew I was going to take it serious way back then. And there have been some, speed bumps, but I've gotten through them, and I'm happy where I'm at.
That's interesting, because I'm starting to learn that a lot of the people I've been interviewing and just watching, they all say the same thing. They kind of just knew, like,
Yeah.
this is it. This is what I want to be, and I'm gonna be at the top, or I'm gonna try my best to get there. It's never like it just falls into place. It's like they just know, and I think that's so
Yeah.
amazing.
It's weird, but it is some sort of a feeling. I feel like everything, not just for me with boxing, but even for like yourself, everyone's born for a certain thing. And a lot of people don't find what they're born for, but I feel like with this, I found what I was born for. And yeah, I'm glad, because a lot of people just go through life without finding it.
Where do you see yourself in the division right now, and where do you think it's going to take to get to the championship level?
I think if I stay on the track I'm on right now, I'm very happy with the way Top Rank's carrying me. I know they're moving me very fast. It hasn't even been 2 years yet, and I'm going on my 9th fight. And I'm stepping up the competition. Like this next guy that I'm fighting is my best opponent so far on paper. I think he's ranked higher than me, so it's just it's building. It's like every single fight, it's building,
Yeah.
and learning. The only bad side is that because I don't have an extensive amateur career, I've got to kind of learn on the job, but I don't really. I'm used to it, so I'm fine with that.
And what do you mean by that? Just some of the fundamentals, or is it just understanding how to move around in the ring?
Everything, yeah. Like, I mean, in the amateurs, the guys that I train with that have fought in the Olympics, they're used to that pressure. They're used to that audience. They're used to the crowd. They're used to taking punches, giving punches. I wasn't used to any of that when I first turned pro. And, of course, no one can prepare me for the pressures of being what I am. No one can prepare me for that, but I was born into it. So on the Ali side of things, I feel no pressure. I feel the pressure of being in a fight. If you're in a fight, you better feel some sort of pressure. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, you can't fake boxing, man. You're
No,
gonna get
you
exposed
can't.
in the ring if you don't do what you're supposed to
That's
do.
right. No, yeah, you gotta. I mean, boxing is the most serious. Just fighting in general is the most serious sport. It's crazy.
So that's interesting. So you don't feel the pressure of the last name then at all?
No, I don't. I mean, because like I was born like this. People don't understand. They think this was just something I took up.
Yeah.
It's not. I was born like this. I felt when I was a little kid and I was in school, I felt the pressure of getting good grades because I was an Ali. You know, that's how I was raised. I've always been an Ali. So boxing is no different.
That's so cool, man, because it's just he was so great, and you know, to see what you're doing right now, it's amazing to see. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably some similarities. But what makes you different in the ring compared to like your grandfather?
Oh, there's more differences than anything. I think that's what makes everyone unique. My style is totally different from his. I like pressing forward. I'm an aggressive kind of fighter. He was more of an elusive mover.
Yeah,
And yeah, I would just say, yeah, we just got completely different styles. I'm a boxer puncher. He was a boxer. He was the slickest boxer
yeah,
ever.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to take from that style. At some point I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna face somebody that's, you know, gonna be more aggressive than I, and then I'd have to turn into my grandfather.
Got to move around the ring, use your stick
gotta
a little
float.
more,
Yeah.
and just kind of be more elusive. Did you have any other fighters that you looked up to when you were, you know, in the game growing up?
Growing up, I used to watch, I mean, of course, Mike Tyson. He's a super close family friend. We love him to death. I looked up to him so much. It was him and my grandfather they were like my Mount Rushmore of boxing. But nowadays, my favorite fighters now is like David Benavidez,
Yeah.
Naoya Inoue,
Yes.
Devin, Shakur, Tank, Bud. Like, there's so many great fighters now that I watch more of current boxing than older boxing. I used to watch a ton of older.
Yeah, well, it's also because, you know, you're in the mix with all these guys too.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you see them everywhere you go, whether it's in the gym or at
Yeah.
a fight, or you guys are probably saying what's up and showing love to each other.
Right,
but
right,
there's there's a lot of talent right now. Like, I'm
There's
just
a ton.
impressed.
There's a
Yeah.
ton.
What did you think of the Garcia Tank fight? And it was a pretty interesting fight, huh?
It was very interesting. I was expecting there to be more action. But you know, it's Tank. You know, you can't fake power, and once you get hit with that shot, it's like there's not much else you can do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to pick between the three big fights, it was Tank and Garcia. It was Canelo, and then it was the Benavidez Plant. The best fight was the Benavidez Plant, I believe.
I agree.
But the hype for the Tank and Ryan fight was pretty awesome.
They did pretty well in the pay-per-view sales
Yeah,
too.
no, I know. That was probably the biggest fight on like numbers wise.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite was
Yeah,
Plant.
I think also for the Haney Loma, like I think for a boxing purist, this is going to be one of the best ones, just because Haney he's such a great fighter. I love the way he moves, and obviously we know Loma for how he is. I just think for a boxing purist, this is the one we all got to tune into.
It is. I mean, the boxing.
The card is stacked too.
Oh, it is.
There's a lot of great fights on this
There
card.
is a lot of great fights.
I'm like I think it's actually the best undercard so far of the year compared to the Benavidez Plant, which was great, and even the Garcia Tank. Like I think this undercard is amazing.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. Like, if I was watching the fight, I'd be like, wow, there's a lot of great guys fighting on.
I know you're
that
on
card.
it, and I know Emiliano's on it.
Yep.
And yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to be there
Abdullah
live
Mason's
watching you
on
guys.
it.
Yes,
yes. There's so
Top Rank's
many.
got some great fighters.
Yeah, no, they've got some great fighters, and they kind of just put it on this card, so it's gonna be like, I think the crowd is going to be there all night. You know.
Do you? Is there any preparation before the fight in your brain? Is there a way to keep yourself calm, or do you listen to music, or what does it take to like really keep yourself level-headed?
I'm a music listener. I listen to chill music, like chill rap. I'm an ASAP Rocky,
Yeah.
Kid Cudi kind of guy, Travis Scott. That's what I listen to. I'm not really a pumped up kind of guy because I'm already always pumped up. If you're fighting, you got to be pumped up. I'm the type that needs to be cooled down. And yeah, I think that's listening to music's great. I'm just naturally a calm dude. So it doesn't take much for me to step back and relax. It's just that experience that now this is my 9th fight. I feel like this is my 19th fight.
Right.
So I have no worries with being calm. I'm calm now.
And just ready to go.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
What's your team like? Like who's part of your team, and you know how does that go? Just because I know for this platform and everything that we're trying to do for fighters, I know a lot of young guys, they like to listen. And do you pick your team, or is it your family, or like who's involved, and how to get you right for each camp and fight?
Yeah, no, I have a big team. My family, my dad is my manager. My mom works with all stuff social media, merch related. So I keep it real close. My circle is real tight. But in terms of training, I've got Kay Karoma as my head coach. I've got Emmanuel Stewart as my second. Or no, I'm sorry, Emmanuel Savoy as my second. We call him Flick. And yeah, no, I mean we've got a great team. I'm now working with Jamie Belt as my strength coach. He's been working with Crawford for so many years. So yeah, I mean we've got a great team, and I'm just excited. It's hard to find people you could trust in boxing.
Strength and conditioning is super important. It's funny because I was just talking to some friends of mine about that, and I think that is seriously, I think it's an underutilized training technique for fighters that don't really put that time in to really get stronger and utilize your body in ways that maybe you can't just necessarily just fight. You know, you could be good at fighting, but you also need to work on your power. And
man, my power this camp has gone up so much. The explosiveness through what we've been working with Jamie, my explosiveness has gone through the roof, and my power has gone up. I like wearing, like when I'm sparring, I like wearing big gloves so that if I do see someone get hurt in sparring, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
Yeah, for sure. You're just getting that work in.
If I do see it, it gives me that much more confidence that I'm wearing bigger gloves. So when I put on the 10 ounces, when I put on the fight gloves, that it's going to do some damage.
Oh, it's going to hurt. Yeah.
That's what's been happening this camp. I've been using bigger gloves with everything. I'm always training in 16s or 18s, sometimes even 20s. So yeah, it's good.
We got this right here. What is this, like some sparring footage?
Oh
it looks
man,
like?
This was back in like, I think I remember this. This was back in like 2016. I was like 16.
Wow.
That's crazy. I was like 16 or 17. Yeah, that's back in the amateur days.
Yeah. So yeah, most people see the crazy sparring videos of guys just trying to kill each other, but really in sparring, you're really just trying to get that work in. Obviously, if a shot lands and it hurts the guy, you know, it happens, but really it's just really getting that work in, you know, and staying loose. I think people forget that sometimes, because a lot of these sparring videos that get leaked, it's always like dudes trying to kill each other. Like they showed that one video of Rolly getting knocked to the ground, everybody jumping around. Like, I think that's ridiculous. Like, everybody's got to know when you're in the gym, it's just about getting that work in.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, a lot of people don't like even posting sparring videos, but I'm not someone who's, I don't care. I really don't. But
it all matters in the ring.
Most people do. Yeah, most people do. So it's whatever. I show up for fights like you wouldn't even believe. In training, a lot of the times I take losses in my training sessions. I don't take them in fights.
And that's because maybe you're working on things that you haven't worked out before.
I will purposely do something that I'm not good at, because that's the point.
Yeah,
I'm trying to work on it.
Yeah.
So when you see some of my sparring sessions, I'm like, I'll get tapped, I'll get hit, I'll get, you know, I won't do as well, but I'm trying to work on some things. And then when the fight comes, I throw everything and I do everything that I worked on and things that I'm good at, you know? So I just show up for the fights. And I think the biggest thing is the crowd too. I love putting on performances for a crowd.
You were born and raised in Vegas, or?
I was born in Chicago, but I was raised in, I left Chicago when I was like 3.
Okay.
I've been here.
So
my
Vegas
whole life.
is home.
Vegas is home.
Yeah, it's the mecca of boxing too.
It really is. And I fought at MSG, which is like the second mecca, but nothing beats Vegas. Vegas has been boxing's capital forever.
What is that like though at MSG? It's pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
It's an iconic arena.
It's completely iconic. There's more history at MSG, but in my heart, Vegas is the spot. You know? Not just because I'm from here, but all the fights happen. All of the Mayweather fights, all the big fights that took place in the last 50 years, most of them happened in Vegas.
Yeah. It's at MGM, right?
This fight is at MGM.
Yeah. That's so cool, man. I'm excited. Is this your first like big fight at MGM, or have you fought there before?
I fought once in Vegas before. I was at the MGM. It was under the Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez card.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't a pay-per-view.
Okay.
It wasn't a pay-per-view. So this is a pay-per-view fight. Now I'm not on the pay-per-view portion. I'm opening up the ESPN live TV portion.
Yeah.
But still, this is my biggest fight, like by far.
Yeah. And that's so cool. I get so excited because like I'm such a big fan of like what you guys do. I understand what it takes for camps. I understand the sacrifices and you know, you can't eat what you want to eat sometimes and go out with the friends and all that. And then you get to this point where it's like you got your fight coming up and you know, you leave it all on the line, but I'm sure right after the fight you're going to probably get something good to eat, right?
Man, forget the fight. Right after the weigh-in, I'm getting something. Like that's my thing is I will eat ice cream as soon as the weigh-in's over.
Yeah.
As soon as the weigh-in's over.
That's what it is, huh?
I was eating.
Everybody's got their own thing.
Yeah, I was eating chicken wings as soon as not my last fight, but the fight before last. I can eat whatever I want. Once the weigh-in's done, I can eat whatever. Doesn't matter,
your metabolism's going anyway. So, by the morning you still got your abs.
That's right. Yeah. No, and that's the important thing. You still want to look good.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure you got your fight outfit and everything ready to go.
Yeah, no, this fight is special in terms of the outfit because I'm wearing the Raiders. Like we've been talking with Mark Davis, who's the owner of the Raiders, and I'm wearing the Raiders uniform basically for this fight. And
that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Yeah, man. So you're just basically putting the whole community together right now for this one.
Oh yeah, no, it's exciting. Mark Davis was at my last Vegas fight. We didn't know each other then, but he saw it. My last Vegas fight was a first round knockout. He saw it, and then since then we've gotten super close. And now I'm a Raiders guy.
Your first fight, you had your grandfather's trunks on, right?
Yeah, that wasn't even supposed to happen.
I think your dad was trying to explain it to me a little bit, but what happened?
That is like the perfect example, looking back at it now, of like fate or of destiny. I had these Nico trunks that were supposed to be getting made, and they said, okay, they'll be at the hotel the day before the fight.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's cutting it close, but whatever. But before I left Vegas, my trainer at the time, Sugar Hill Stewart, he was like, bring an extra pair of white and black trunks, because that was my color that I was going to wear. He said, bring an extra pair of white and black trunks just in case these shorts aren't here in time. And I was like, okay. So I was like, the only other white and black trunks I have are my grandfather's. I said, I'm not going to wear those, but I'll bring them just in case, you know, if that makes you feel
How do you
better.
just hold on to your grandfather's trunks? Are they in your, like your dresser drawer or what?
They were just chilling in my dresser, and I was like, I'm not about to wear these trunks, you know, in a pro fight.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they fit, but I brought them to Tulsa, which is where my fight was, and the Nico trunks were not there.
You just like, I'm gonna bring this just in case, these shorts.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
he told my trainer told me to. I wasn't going to. I was like, I'm not gonna bring my grandfather's shorts. I'm not trying to wear my grandfather's shorts, you know. But I couldn't wear the Nico shorts, so I had to try on the shorts the night before for the first time, and they fit. And I wore them, and it became a huge deal with ESPN, and it was just fate. I guess I was supposed to wear them.
Sounds like it. That's kind of a crazy story.
Crazy. Yeah, it was
just how things all work out.
It was so weird. Yeah, I was the only boxer fighting in old Everlast shorts with no labels on it.
Yeah, no sponsors.
No
or anything.
sponsors, nothing. It was just old Everlast shorts, and then on the waistband, because they were my grandfather's, it said made expressly for Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
That was it. Ever since then, I threw the shorts back in the dresser. And
what was life like as a kid with your grandfather?
It was fun. He was super fun. He had Parkinson's disease, so some days he was able to talk more than others. But It was so much fun. He lived in Arizona, so we were always seeing him, always visiting. But we had so much fun together. We had some great times. He was my only living grandfather since I've been born, so we got real close. And grandparents, they just spoil their grandkids.
Of course.
Like they're always having fun with them and stuff. So yeah, he helped me with a lot of things.
And your brother, he's a MMA fighter, right?
Yeah, he's
the only amateur
PFL MMA fighter.
How'd that work out? They just reached out to him, and
yeah, it was just was
so
another
cool.
thing that was just meant to be. He just started out with MMA, and the PFL wanted to sign him as their only amateur, which is super dope.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
That's where he's at now.
So he just decided to go the MMA route, huh?
Yeah. Wow. He didn't want boxing, but boxing's not for everyone. Everyone's got
for sure, but it's cool because you guys both got your own lanes together and kind of really taking over combat sports like that as a family.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's combat sports. The leading sports in combat sports is MMA and boxing. Man, super fun.
No, I think that's so cool. Yeah, I think when I was talking to your dad, he was telling me about that, and I was like, that's interesting because, yeah, you guys got something good going on, and and to see you, I was watching you train, and like I said, just to see you interact with everybody and just staying active and just friendly, like that's so important, man. Because everybody, they watch you on TV, they know about you, they just want to be a part of it. They just want to be able to just say hi, shake your hand, and just to say like it's just fans just want to be a part of everything. And that's I think that's so important. So
yeah, I mean, if I ever get bigger than my grandfather, which is not going to happen, but if I ever get bigger than him, then I could be in a position where I could be like, okay, if I want to start being rude, now I can, because I was bigger than the biggest guy. But that's not going to happen. So I have no excuse. Everyone should be that way.
Yeah, I think so too.
You give people nowadays a little bit of power or stardom of any sort, and they just turn into jerks.
And just take over and become completely different.
Yeah,
you see their true character.
Up. Yeah, no, it brings out their true character. That's what people have been telling me. They say money or fame doesn't change you. It brings out the real you.
So after this fight, are you going to get right back into another camp, or do you take breaks, or how does that work?
Oh man,
I always think it's interesting because like Brian Mendoza, when I interviewed him last week, he didn't take a break after he won the belt.
He's always in the gym.
Yeah, he's always in the gym. Some need to take that break, which I think is important too, but everyone's different, For you, do you get back into camp, or do you have a little fun and then set that fight up, or how does it work?
It's so I mean, every fight I've had so far, I've taken minimal. The longest I've taken between a fight was 12 days. Mm-hmm. 12 days of nothing, but 12 days of no boxing. So running, maybe doing hot yoga or whatever, but 12 days of no boxing is probably the longest I've gone. After this camp that I just did, I know for a fact that I need to take at least 7 days, no boxing, nothing. At least, because this camp was rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I will be jumping back into the next camp probably right after this fight.
I love that. Yeah, just keep it going, I guess.
It's just continue. And honestly, I've never been much of a social guy. Like I'm not a partier. I've never drank, never smoked, never done any sort of drugs. So I'm not the going out type of guy. So that social life that people have to get rid of to be great in boxing has already been gone from my life. So I'll be back in the gym.
Do you ever travel?
I don't even travel.
Wow.
I don't do nothing. Right now, my life is boxing and training, and then I complain about training so much, but as soon as the fight's over, I'm in the gym the next Monday, and they're trying to keep me away.
Yeah.
That's
take
just
a break.
My personality, yeah.
That's okay, though, man. Like, how old are you?
22.
Yeah, man, at 22, I wish I had that mentality you have, bro. Like, seriously, the sky's the limit for you, and like, keep that going. Like, keep that energy going, because in a few years, like, you're gonna be knocking on that championship, that big championship fight. So like, I love that for you. Like, please keep that energy going. Yes, take some time to heal the body, because that's the most important.
That's all that time is for. And I'm not even saying I will be away from the gym. They probably won't be able to keep me away from the gym.
Right.
It's so weird.
But it won't be as intense.
Right.
Yeah.
But I complain so much to my trainers. I know they get sick of it. I complain so much, like, oh my God, we got to run, we got to do this, we got to do that. But I do it. And then as soon as the fight is over, I'm asking to do it again. I'm like crazy. It's so weird. Like I complain for this camp has been 10 weeks or longer. I complain for every single one of those weeks. And then as soon as it's over, I'm like, hey, can we get back or something? So I know they think I'm crazy.
But what makes you want to do it though?
I have no idea. It's something in me that keeps bringing me back. That's why these fighters that fight for too long and get themselves hurt when they can't leave the game. That's why, because they get addicted to this, and that's where I'm at right now. I just got to know when to say no.
And is it because you like to fight, or do you like the notoriety that comes with it?
I've never been much of a notoriety type guy. But I think I just love to fight. I love to train.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I don't know. It's tough. It's like a sickness that certain people have, in boxing, but it makes them great.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does make them great, and it pushes you to a level that maybe you've never seen before. So.
Yeah.
What do we got over here?
I'm just watching me hit the bag.
Yeah. Oh, it's on the Boxing Voice right here. Yeah, this is at Top Rank.
Oh yeah,
right
this was before my August fight. That was before my
I love that gym so much.
6th fight.
So many great people walk into that gym.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yeah, I love that.
I'm honored. They put a photo of me up in that gym.
Which is kind of rare because only the greats are up there, man. That's
what I'm
awesome.
saying. You
Yeah.
got Canelo.
They had Tyson
my
Fury up
grandfather,
there.
Marvin Hagler.
That's my
Sugar
favorite
Leonard.
fighter, Marvin Hagler of all time. Yeah.
Yeah. They got me on the other wall.
That's so cool. Yeah,
Chilling
it's a
with
great
Devin and my
gym.
grandfather.
Shout out to Frank too.
No, Frank is the best.
Yeah, isn't he? He's
love
a good
Frank.
dude. He's always there, just making sure you guys are you're taken care of. You know.
Yeah, no, Frank is dope.
Yeah.
Frank is an awesome guy.
So yeah, that was just hitting the bag for a little bit.
Yeah.
Man. So what do you normally do? Like 2 a days? You think?
2 or 3. 2 is minimum.
Yeah.
Last camp and the camp before, we were doing 4 a.m. workouts, which was bad at first, but then I got used to just waking up at 3:30 and getting ready to work.
I think I saw some content of you, like it was like dark and you were like running.
Yeah. No, that's those 4 a.m. runs. We're gonna have to. My next fight is gonna still be pretty much in the summer, in the hot months of Vegas. So those 4 a.m.s are about to start coming back. Not this camp, of course, but next camp.
That's because you just don't want to run in the hot heat, right?
Yeah, no, it's either
it is
that.
brutal in the summer. It's my first year.
You can't.
Last
You can't
summer,
do it.
I was like, "What is going on here? 120 degrees."
I saw 117. You can't be running like you. It's not cool or tough to run,
especially
in
with the
117 degrees.
Sonic gear on.
No, yeah, you can't do that. So yeah, no, we'll run when it's dark at 4 or something, and then we'll do our other workouts later in the day. But this camp was, 2s and 3s, 2 and 3 days. It wasn't no 4 a.m.s though.
Well, I like to say, man, it's an honor. I know you've been busy. I know we're coming up to your fight, so everyone's asking you to come here, come there. You got training,
you're good,
trying to
you're
balance
good.
it all. But I really do thank you for coming in, man, because having guys like you helps validate what we're trying to do and really enhance fighters and really like showcase what you guys do as fighters outside the ring too, because it's important for fans to know, like, you're in the ring and you're fighting and you're showing what you're doing, but they just don't really know what it takes to be a great fighter, you know?
Yeah.
And I love to see that. So I thank you and keep that mentality, man, because
Of course.
because to be your age and to have that mindset, like, sky is the limit for you. Inside the ring, outside the ring, everything you're gonna do, like, success is here for you, and I just love to see it, man. And so it was an honor, and I just wanted to say thank you.
No, thanks for having me.
Let everybody know where they could find you at.
Oh man, I need to get better with social media. If you just look up Nico Ali Walsh,
Yeah, it'll pop up.
something will pop up. You can find me
You
somewhere.
can find him on Instagram right
That's
there.
right. That's
yeah.
right. I'm.
He's getting
I'm
better,
working on
guys,
it.
I swear.
I'm working. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Well, we got Nico Ali Walsh. You can find him on the Haney Loma undercard, one of the biggest fights, especially for boxing periods
Yes.
coming out. It's going to be on ESPN Top Rank. You can find him there. Make sure you follow him. Like I said, man, thank you so much. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Let's fucking go.